Hello, here is Dinar and you are watching the video digest in which we cover the most important events in the history of the string transport and Skyworld community over the past weeks. In this release, the testing center in Sharjah has welcomed a large delegation from Vietnam. Delegates from Brazil have visited the testing center in Sharjah for the fourth time. The string transport company developer has started to create its own methodology for testing adhesive joints. And now more about these events. Let's start with one of the highlights of the past weeks. A large business delegation from Vietnam has visited the String Transport Testing Center in Sharjah. The tour for the foreign guests was guided personally by the founder of the project, Anatoli Yunitsky. The attendees got to know about the advantages of the technology, visited the main facilities of the center, and saw passenger and freight transport models in operation. The visitors particularly remembered the event in the demonstration pavilion where Anatoli Eduardovich delivered a report, Optimization of Future Ground and Geospace Mobility. After the report, the delegates were presented with a commemorative book detailing the history of the string transport. The event was concluded with a group photo session. In addition, the center's guests were invited to discuss the introduction of the string transport in Vietnam to connect the country's two largest cities, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. In the future, this project could have a positive effect on the region's transport and economic situation. In his turn, Anatoli Eduardovich noted that the company was ready to implement commercial projects in Vietnam. Besides Vietnam, Brazil is also taking an active interest in the string transport technology. Delegates from this country have visited the testing center in Sharjah for the fourth time. The new guests were mayors of 15 cities, as well as directors and top managers of construction and consultancy companies in the country. During the tour, the participants of the delegation visited the company's office, got an insight into the software and hardware of the dispatch station, took a test drive on the certified tropical unicar, and had their questions about the safety of the technology answered. It should be mentioned that some members of the delegation had been familiar with the project for a number of years. For example, Silvio Barros, a civil engineer, sustainability consultant, and former mayor of Maringa, and Rodrigo Salvadori, a businessman from Campo Mourão, got to know about the technology back in 2018. Since then, both delegates have continued to follow the development of the project closely. But the Brazilian delegation's visit was most memorable for its talks with Mr. Alan Guedes, mayor of Dourados. The two sides discussed the project of the track that could connect the municipalities of Dourados and Maracaju with the ports in Paraná. As in the case of Vietnam, the company representatives confirmed their readiness to introduce the technology in Brazil. For the final news, let's move to Belarus. The company developer has started to create its own methodology to help assess the strength of adhesive joints in the transport and infrastructure complex. The development of the innovative methodology is being carried out in 3 stages. First, a process engineer glues 2 metal samples together. The joint is then tested on a tensile testing machine. There is created a computer model from the data obtained. It makes it possible to understand electronically whether this or that joint is able to work in the units of the transport complex. According to Alexander Shibud, head of the laboratory, such studies have hardly been conducted anywhere else. The company's engineers are creating a unique methodology that has no analogues in the world. Subsequently, the results of this work will help to significantly speed up transport production. That has been all the news for today. Subscribe to the SWC YouTube channel and enable notifications not to miss the next news releases of the video digest. See you later!